So it's about self-referencing. Ego orientation is about externally referencing. So it's saying, I'm no good at sport because I can't do what they do over there. So it's about referring back to someone else who can be much better. That's going to be damaging to some people because obviously not everybody can be the best. So mastery is the way to go in the way we talk to kids and the way we involve them in these kinds of activities. So if you want to create an ego environment, which I think is not healthy for the full range of children, do those kinds of things. And I bet there's people in this audience who've experienced a lot of that in the past in settings. If you want to help all kids feel good in a session, then you do the latter. You create a mastery environment and get kids to be task-focused and think about their own improvement. So everything that we do, if you're talking particularly about those who are not feeling very competent, has to be mastery-oriented. You know, an example, the shuttle run, which is a fitness test. You've been talking about fitness, I think, today. You know, if you really want to, you could really cause some psychological damage to kids if you do this badly. I'm not saying that people do, but here is an example. It's just a hypothetical case. Here's Anthony. He's overweight, 13 years old, and the teacher asks him to do a shuttle run. He scores low, even though he's trying his damnedest. He's done his damn best to do well, but because he's heavy, this is a shuttle run going up and down the gym for cardiovascular fitness test. He doesn't do well, even though he's tried as hard as he can. It's a highly public exposure of his poor performance. It makes him feel that he could never be like the others. It convinces him that exercise is to be avoided at all costs. So what does he do? To preserve self-esteem, he starts to use defensive strategies. Don't turn up, bring a note. Disrupt the event, be naughty. Never show effort, because then nobody can judge whether you can do it or not. And attach low importance to it. So we've all seen strategies like that in our kids, whether you're a teacher or a parent. Safe passage through puberty. It's particularly important as kids go through puberty because you can't predict what's going to happen to them. And so many times we select kids around about the age of 10 and 11 into teams. And really, you know, they're not developed. It's the wrong time to do it. So we've got to keep youngsters on board. And I'll finish on this. Self-determination is absolutely critical. Our job as parents and teachers and coaches is actually to make ourselves redundant because we should be helping people make decisions for themselves. Obviously, as children get older, they're more capable and more sophisticated decisions. But, you know, how do we do that? We allow children to take credit for their successes and failures, because failures can be a learning experience as well. You shouldn't be fearful of failure. We should attribute outcomes to efforts so that they can be changed, because if you have effort attributed, it means you can make a difference. Show that failure is an essential part of the learning process. Hand over the responsibility for success. You did it, not me. It was all your efforts that did that, and try to convince kids that that's the case. And engage them in decision making. Allow them to create. So here is, you know, 3 types of parenting and coaching style. And you could read through probably which is the best. Authoritarian is mum and dad know best. Basically, I'm telling you because that's the way we want you to behave. Liberal is saying, oh, it's up to you. Actually, we've just done some research, and kids who play most outside have liberal and permissive parents. You can understand that. They let kids roam more. They're not dragging them in because of fear of, you know, traffic and abduction and so on. Generally speaking, authoritative parenting is the way to go because it's a nice mixture of allowing kids to make decisions and so on. And authoritative parents invite and encourage children to take part in decisions which affect them. Okay? They try to show children that they're responsible for their own actions. This applies to eating as well as it does activity or too much TV watching time. They take an educational approach and try to provide solid advice. And they rarely say, because I say so. They give an explanation. And I'm going to pass on from that because I'm out of time. So take home thoughts. I think if I was to invest money in trying to improve the lot for kids, I'd invest it in educating parents and professionals. You know, Change for Life has done that with families. It's attempted to really raise the stakes for families and help them make healthier decisions, help them how to talk with kids, and how to get kids involved in decisions and so on. But, you know, this is really what we're looking for. And I would invest my money in providing more education for teachers, more education for coaches, and it'd be interesting to see how Paul and his team does that, because obviously what I'm saying is the crux of the success of any program is the quality and the knowledge of the people who deliver it. I think I'm done. So there's a few references. So if you're interested in any of this, you know, you can contact me at that address.